Hi, to make this coffee cake, I first started by preheating the oven to 220 degrees. After that, I started getting the ingredients ready in a bowl. The ingredients that I used were self-raising flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, condensed milk, vanilla essence, milk, yogurt, oil, coffee powder, and water. After that, I gently mixed the ingredients and set them aside to cool. After that, I put them in the dish that I was using to bake my cake and placed it in the oven. Whilst the cake was baking, I began to work on the fondant, which would be the design on top of my cake. What I did was to make the colors that I needed for my cake were brown and orange. So for the brown color, I melted some Smarties in the microwave and I gently mixed them with the fondant and thoroughly cursed them with my arms. For the orange fondant, what I did was I had some queso powder and I also mixed that in with the fondant. And the fondant was white, so, After that, I took the cake out, and since it was pretty hot, I set it aside on the cooling rack so it could dry, cool down, because if it didn't cool down, the fondant would melt on it. After that, I started to get to work on my fondant. So first what I did was I made the orange and brown strips for the tiger, and I gently pressed them on top of the cake. After that, for the eyes, I used these caramel toffees, which were circular and oval, and I thought they would be nice. For the iris, I used some chocolate, which worked perfectly. After that, I got to work on the nose and the snout. For the snout, I used the brown chocolate fondant, and to make it look a little bit darker, I used some coffee powder, but not too much because that would be too strong. After that, for the mouth, I used I made two curvy lines with the chocolate fondant, and for the mouth, I also made a circular shape and stuck it in. For the whiskers, I rolled bits of white fondant and I put them on the sides of the whisk. On the side of the nose. I really enjoyed making this cake, and I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you.